Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, November the 10th, and we're going to cook a pot of great northern beans. So let's spend some time together in the kitchen. So I'll show you what I got going on here. First, I'm frying up a little bit of bacon because you got to have some fat in your beans. So, and I also need the fat to saute my Trinity and the Pope. So let me show you what I got going on here. Okay, so I've just got a couple of strips of bacon. I'm not going to put the bacon in the pot of beans because I'm going to save it, and it'll be my lunch today. I'm going to make me a, I don't have lettuce and tomato, but I can make a bacon and cheese sandwich or a bacon and egg and cheese sandwich. Anyway, anything with bacon on it is going to be good, no matter how you end up eating it. Now, I know that, there are a lot of y'all who don't eat pork, and that's okay. So what you'll want to do is just use your vegetable oil or olive oil, whatever you want to use to saute the Trinity and the Pope. Now, when I talk about the Trinity and the Pope, that's just a Louisiana terminology for the Pope, of course, is the garlic. And then the Trinity, the three other items, your bell pepper, onions, and celery. So that's just what we call it in New Orleans. New Orleans is a predominantly Catholic city, and I'm going to turn that fan on for just a second because I'm getting some smoke in here. I don't want the smoke alarm to go off. Anyway, New Orleans is predominantly Catholic, and that's just a little terminology that us Louisiana cooks use. I throw in a little extra, like today I'm going to use the green onion, so I call this the angel. It looks like an angel, huh? So we have the Trinity, the Pope, and an angel. Okay, so I have my bacon cooked and a little bit of rendering there I can use. So what I'm going to do is saute this is one bell pepper. So we'll just soften these up a little bit in that bacon grease. My onions were real small, so I'm using 2 small onions. And I have my new silicone spatula. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, so we got this going. Now, you really don't have to saute anything. You can just put the raw veggies in your beans, but I do like to pre-cook mine a little bit. This is 3 stalks of celery. Just slice it however you want to. So I'm just going to brown this for a minute before I put my garlic in, because the garlic tends to brown faster, and I don't want it to burn while I'm waiting on these to. You just want to soften them up a little bit. Okay. Now while these are cooking, I wanted to show you the beans. These are the Great Northern beans right here. I let them soak all night in a little bit of water. Actually, I did have them covered in the water, but they kind of swelled up. So what I did, I washed them really, really good, and looked at them and made sure there wasn't no stones or rocks or anything in them. And then what I'm going to do is cook them in the same water that they soaked in all night. I know some people like to put in fresh water, but I figure, that that water that they soaked in all night is going to have flavor in it. So I'm not going to throw away anything, that's going to do away with the flavor. So let me go ahead and turn the fire on underneath the beans, and we will get them started cooking. And this is what I bought, the Walmart brand. Great Northern beans. They were $1.56. And then I have my sausage chopped up. You can leave it in whole circles, but I cut it in half because it goes further that way, and you seem to get more, you know, a piece of sausage in every bite, basically. And this is the sausage. I just use the Hillshire Farm smoked sausage. Now, Jill and her family don't eat pork, so when I cook the beans for her family, I do buy the Hillshire Farm turkey sausage. It's good, but, you know, I like a lot of fat in my food, so I just want everybody down in Florida to know that, you know, I am thinking about you and praying for you with that hurricane headed your way. I grew up on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and I've lived in Florida, so I know what it's like to have that fear in the, you know, the pit of your stomach, expecting the worst from a hurricane. And I know we evacuated many times and had to stay in Red Cross shelters, and of course the Red Cross does an excellent job providing for everyone, but it's no fun being there with, you know, 2 or 3 children and having to sleep on a cot and then not knowing if you're going to have a home to go back to. So I want y'all to know that I am praying for your safety. So it's been a busy week. You know, I just, with me getting my paycheck on the 3rd, I did go do my shopping, and I don't have a checking account, you know, to save money on the fees. So y'all who are on Social Security know that you can get your check deposited into that, I think it's Comerica Bank. And we have a debit card that we can use, which is accepted everywhere. So I just withdraw the cash, the $590 that I pay to John for my rent. And then I usually draw out a little more cash, and, you know, I go pay my Sprint bill. And you can use the debit card to pay bills online, but you can't set up like an automatic payment online with that. So, I've got an old Visa bill that I've been trying to pay off, and I have it down to $300. It was up in the thousands. I've had it a long time, and I have really, really been struggling to pay that off because I can't stand. I mean, when it was over in $3,000 or $4,000, the interest was over $100 a month. So they charge that interest, and then you got to pay interest on top of the interest that they keep adding on there. You know, that's just not fair. So every time I would get, you know, $5, $10 extra dollars, I wouldn't go shopping and buy makeup or shoes or clothes. I would go straight to Bank of America and pay that credit card, and it has really helped. It's amazing how fast you can get your debt down when you really put your heart into trying to do it. Anyway, I went to Bank of America, and there were 2 cars in front of me. So I waited and waited and waited, and the car just wasn't moving, you know. So I did turn my engine off because I don't want to idle and burn up my gasoline. So I just left. I thought, well, I'll just go back another day. So I went back the next day. There was only 1 car in front of me that time. But I still had to wait and wait and wait and wait. I do not know what their problem is at Bank of America. Other than when I did get up there to give the lady my payment, I could see that, you know, she took the payment, but then she went and waited on a customer at the window. So they had one lady working, you know, the drive-through and the regular window. Y'all, I'm going to have to put a little oil in here because I don't have enough bacon grease. As soon as I can afford it, I'm going to, or as soon as, you know, I should say, as soon as it goes on sale, I'm going to go buy me some olive oil. Because I would rather cook with olive oil, but it's just so expensive. It's hard to justify the price. I guess it's better for you in the long run, but I don't know. I grew up eating lard, so I don't think a little bit of shortening is going to hurt me. Okay. Now what I did, I got my seasonings out here and everything. So I do want to put a little bit of seasoning on my Trinity and the Pope. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little salt on it. Y'all can see I'm not putting much on it. And a little bit of the Tony Chasseries, my Creole seasoning. And some black pepper. And a little Mrs. Dash. Okay, so I think these are almost ready. I know this video is running kind of long. I did go through and on my phone I deleted a lot of apps and I cleared out a lot of messages on Facebook, and I just did a lot, and I did end up making a mess. I had to go back and reinstall some things, and I'm just not very technologically smart, so I have to be real careful what I do, do on my phone as far as deleting stuff. So, these aren't brown, and I don't want it to be brown. I just want them to be wilted, just kind of tender. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into my pot. Y'all, I'm turning my oven on to 450 degrees. I do cook these beans in the oven. There are reasons for that, and one reason is I love the way that they taste being cooked in the oven. They just retain all the flavor, and they get real thick. Now, I used to cook them in my crock pot, but when I was working and everything, I would soak them all night and then get them started in the mornings, and let them cook all day in my crock pot. But when you use a crock pot, it doesn't get thick, so that's one thing that I miss when I do use a crock pot. Okay, so I got my vegetables in here. Now, I'm going to just put my sausage in there. If you like your sausage brown, you could brown your sausage in with your vegetables, your Trinity and the Pope, but I don't really want my sausage brown in my beans. Okay, so to this water, we're going to add 1 can of chicken broth, and this is the regular full-fat chicken broth. Now what I want to finish doing is fill that pot nearly to the top with the water. Okay. Y'all always put your the lid back down in your can so nobody gets cut. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to add my secret ingredient, which is the Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. I've used this for 45 years. I just, sprinkle a little bit in there. And then my McElhenney Tabasco sauce. Then I'm just going to add a good old helping of salt. Some Some more black pepper. I love black pepper, y'all. You can tell. And some more of the Tony Chasserie. So, just gonna, I'm gonna put this in the oven and let it cook all afternoon. And then, we'll come back later tonight and I'll show y'all the finished product. And then we'll eat. I'm not gonna bring them to a boil. That's really not necessary because I am putting them in a 450 degree oven. And I think I will just put some of the little shallots in there too. I'll probably dice up this other angel and sprinkle it on the top tonight whenever they get done. So this is what my beans look like, y'all. Now, like I said, I have the oven on 450. And I'm going to put the beans in there for 10 minutes and then turn the oven down to 250. And then they're just going to cook all afternoon and I'm going to go watch YouTube videos. So, y'all just don't forget to turn that oven down to 250 or you will have a mess of beans in your oven. And y'all just come on back later. Bye, guys.